Hi YouTube, I'm back. Ignore all the child sounds you can hear because it's a Saturday morning when I'm filming this and my kids are home and they're a bit crazy. So any yelling you can hear in the background is just my children playing. But I'm here because we are starting a new little series here on our channel, which we're going to be doing semi-sporadically to go alongside our anxiety and rereading, which I will be filming some more of soon. But this new series is 5 books. So each one that we do will be 5 books on a theme. And I'm starting today with my 5 favourite Persephone books because I love a Persephone book. And if you haven't discovered Persephone yet, you really, really should be reading them. They're amazing. I'll just give a quick little blurb about them, I guess, in case you're not familiar, although I think a lot of people are now. But Persephone Books is a publisher based in London. When you're able to go again, they have a lovely bookshop which they also run the publisher in the back of. They publish mostly women writers from mostly the interwar period. So they publish a few men and a few outside of that time period, but it's mostly that time period, and they publish across a wide range of genres, as you will see. So my 5 favourite Persephone books, I am winging it because when I read Persephone books, I pass them along. I don't keep them, which may have been an oversight, but I've started, so I'm going to carry on. So I'm going to just kind of say them and then we'll put a little picture in. So, number 1, They Were Sisters by Dorothy Whipple. I think was the first Persephone I ever read and was recommended to me on the very first ever London bookshop crawl by lovely Lydia, the bookseller at Persephone's. She mentioned Dorothy Whipple and her love for Dorothy Whipple, and I have also fallen in love with Dorothy Whipple. So They Were Sisters is the story of 3 sisters who each marry 3 very different men, and they have very different lives, one of which is like really good, one is really bad, and the other one, as far as I remember, is somewhere in the middle. But it's really well written. Dorothy Whipple writes beautifully about relationships, and it's really kind of immersive. It's quite chunky. Most of Dorothy Whipple's books are quite chunky, so you've got quite a bit to get through, which is always a nice feeling. And it's just kind of cozy reading, which sounds weird to say about something that I've just said is a bit like, it can be a bit dark. But yeah, I love Dorothy Whipple, and I would start with They Were Sisters. I've read a couple of her other books and they're all great, but They Were Sisters is my favourite. So number 2, The Children That Lived in a Barn by Eleanor Graham is lovely. It's like a children's book. And it is literally about these children whose parents go away and they end up living in a barn and having to fend for themselves until their parents come back, because their parents are mysteriously lost, I think. Again, I've read most of these a little while ago, so the details are hazy, but the overall impression is good. I loved it because it's kind of Noel Streatfeild-esque in its like tone and feeling, and the kids that are in it, they're a bit of like, they're quite self-sufficient, they kind of know how to do stuff, or they figure it out, you know. So yeah, I really loved that one. And as you can see from those first 2, there's quite a wide range of different genres and types of book covered by Persephone Books. Number 3 is one I read not too long ago, actually, which is The Fortnight in September by, I think it's by R.C. Sheriff, but I will put all the details in the description box. This is lovely. I really loved this book, and I would really recommend reading it at like the end of the summer holidays, because it's about a family that go on holiday for a fortnight. They just go to the beach, and it's literally about like their family dynamics and like what they're thinking, how they're feeling, and how they don't really communicate what they're feeling to each other. And the kids are kind of growing up and trying to work out their place in the world and get jobs, etc., etc. So that is one I would really, really recommend. That's The Fortnight in September. Number 4. I'm now going, oh my gosh, what did I think of? Number 4 is The Making of a Marchioness by Frances Hodgson Burnett, who you probably are familiar with as she wrote The Secret Garden and Little Princess. So they're 2 very well-known children's classics. This is not a children's book, but it's about a woman who, again, my details are hazy, but goes to live in a house, and she kind of has to get to grips with being in charge of people and stuff, and kind of figure out what's going on in the place where she is living now. And like a lot of Persephone books are about relationships between people and like how people adjust to new situations and such things like that. I'm just going to have a quick little think because I can't remember my fifth one. Oh no, I do remember my fifth one. My fifth one is the best one. Not the best one. There was a lot to choose from, to be fair. I did these 5 off the top of my head. Literally, my husband was like, top 5 Persephone books, and I was like, boom, 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 boom. So number 5 is Miss Bunkle's book by D.E. Stevenson, which I love. And it's a little series as well. So I've got the second one. I think it might be on the shelf behind me, but I've got the second one. So Miss Bunkle's book is about like a middle-aged lady, Barbara Bunkle, and she writes a book, but she writes the book anonymously, and it's like a satirical book about all the people in her village, and everybody in the village is trying to work out who wrote this book, and it's like really scandalous, and everyone's talking about it, and they're all like really mad about it, and she's kind of there being like, when are they going to work out that I wrote this book, and what's going to happen to me when they figure it out? And it's fantastic. It's like, it's just a proper little kind of village comedy kind of thing where everyone's in each other's business and everybody knows too much about each other, but they never like say what they're actually thinking to each other. So I really loved that. I would really recommend that. I will put all the details for all my top 5 Persephones in the description box with links to the Persephone website. Some of them we may have secondhand because we sell pre-loved Persephone books as well, so you can always head over to us if you want to start there. Also, I'd recommend, if you're already familiar with Persephone books and you have read loads of them, the British Library currently have a women writers series which they're publishing. I think that they've published 8 books in it so far, but I might be wrong. And there's a few more coming soon. And they're brilliant. We included one in a recent box, My Husband's Simon by Molly Pounder Downs, which is, they're similar feeling kind of things. So yeah, if you need more Persephone and you've read lots of Persephone, I'd check that out as well. Another recommendation I'd quickly give is for Handheld Press, who are a small indie who publish, again, neglected women writers, and they publish some great stuff. So yeah, that's my top 5 Persephones. I'll be back shortly with another top 5 video for you. And in the meantime, please hit subscribe, share the video with your friends, leave comments, tell us your favourite Persephones. I'd love to hear, or make your own videos and leave us the links in the comments there, and I will check them out. And I will see you soon.